For the Dolphins tomorrow, saw something CBS Sports did, something to look for in every preseason game this weekend for the Dolphins tomorrow. And I do find this a little bit interesting. They say the Dolphins backup QB job. Who is going to be Miami's number 2 quarterback in 2024? Skylar Thompson played in the first half in the preseason opener, and Mike White took the second half. Neither quarterback was promising, as Thompson went 8 of 19 for 95 yards with a touchdown and interception, while White finished 4 of 14 for 26 yards against second and third team players. They write on CBS Sports, Thompson appears to be the leader in the clubhouse, but could the Dolphins add someone as QB2 prior to the season? Saturday's preseason game will be telling. And that's interesting. So there are some stakes tomorrow night. It's possible that Skylar Thompson and Mike White are playing for Ryan Tannehill's return to the Dolphins. Because if both of them are bad again, I think real thought has to be given to, do we need to bring someone in like Tannehill? Or maybe one of those guys just is head and shoulders above the rest and kind of goes out to a lead with one more preseason game to go.
And you don't think that Skylar having to play in that playoff game 2 years ago makes them think of it? Where,
oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Where, and then what was it, like Matt Moore had to play? What was that, the Steelers?
Yeah.
16. Like in recent history, our starting quarterback was not available for a playoff game. So you have to really think about that, because I've said it, we've talked about it. This team's going to the playoffs. We need to now win in the playoffs. And that has to be a legit concern for them.
Yeah, because it's happened to them. It has happened to them twice.
2 times in the last 3 playoff appearances, a backup quarterback had to play. So who is this backup? Do you trust Skylar to play again in the wild card? Do you trust Mike to play again in the wild card? I would say no. And that's why I know y'all are crazy. Lee Sterling killed me on Twitter. I read it the other day again.
He did not want to hit. Lee's not going to join us today, by the way, because there's nothing to gamble on. But unless you want to gamble on preseason football. But he was not a fan of your Ryan Tannehill should be back take.
And I'm not saying Ryan is the guy that's going to win us the Super Bowl. I'm saying Ryan's the guy that puts us in the best situation if we have to play a backup in the playoffs, in December, in a late game, over Skylar and Mike. And
you have to choose.
Skylar Thompson's a good quarterback, but no, I want the best chance of winning.
You have to choose an insurance policy. You have a very nice car. So now you start looking online for insurance policies. You can choose Progressive. You can choose the General. You can choose Estrella.
Huh?
You could choose a booth at the 45th Street Flea Market. And so you go, well, what's going to be my best insurance? I hope I don't have to use it, but I have a really nice car. If something were to happen, which of these policies is going to give me the least problems? That's the question.
I've watched Chad Henne win a playoff game.
Right?
Would I want Chad Henne over Skylar? Would I want Chad Henne over Mike White? Yeah, I've watched it.
Alana would. Loves Chad Henne. He could bring his. You could bring your jersey out of mothballs. You still have your Dolphins Chad Henne jersey?
Hell yeah, I do. Greatest
bring
number
him
7
back,
in
baby.
Dolphins
Bring him
history,
back.
Hell yeah.
Would I want John Beck? No. Would I want some? Some of these other guys? Would I want a Joey Harrington? No. I would take a Tannehill over what we have. The better insurance policy. I like that. I like that analogy.
Now, CBS does what they're looking for in each preseason game. I just told you the Dolphins. Here's what I'm looking for, because I'm going to the game Saturday night. I'm looking for what Odyssey does in the suite, because I'm in the suite. And this is my only concern heading into tomorrow's game. The suite has always been decked out with very good food, very good drinks, very good desserts. The Odyssey Suite for Dolphins games and Hurricanes games always has a great selection, from salads to chicken Usually those the things the metal containers filled with hot dogs and hamburgers.
Good old glizzy, but they lay them on onions to trick you.
They do lay them on onions.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And then you've got a good selection of soft drinks and alcoholic beverages. Generally a thing of like 7-layer dip, which at that stadium happens to be very good.
Mhm.
And then usually a couple trays of desserts. So for me, because I don't know, listen, people see the news or whatever, Odyssey is emerging from bankruptcy. Is that going to affect my suite experience tomorrow night? These are the things that I'm concerned about. This is what I'm looking for. Will all of a sudden, cost-saving measures, is it a bag of pretzels and a community bottle of water?
Yeah. Popcorn.
I don't know.
Popcorn and Uncrustables. Better get ready for a peanut butter and jelly, bro.
Hoch, I believe you're allowed one unopened bottle of water into the stadium. Maybe that's best course of action.
I will let you know on Monday. I will have a full report on the Odyssey Suite. This will determine whether I go to the Hurricanes FAMU game, which I go to every year, specifically for the great food in the suite.
Big FAMU guy, huh?
Big FAMU guy. I like the suite. I watch the band at halftime. I'm back to the food in the suite. I've been to that game for 12 years. I haven't seen a snap.
Did you say salad? You're eating salad at a football game?
No, they do have salad. They do usually they'll do some shrimp. They'll do salad. They'll do fruit. They really do a nice spread in the Odyssey Suite. So, and I've got Lee Sterling and his wife joining me and my wife tomorrow in the suite. So, I want to turn it on because I'd like to get some winners this year. I have a feeling if it's a bad performance by the suite, he's going to tank some games and he's going to get that money.
Let me tell you, don't give him the Caesar first. It's a football game. Oh, beautiful Mediterranean.
You like your salad chopped?
It's a football game.
Let's get headlines here. Speaking of food, Solana is going to be piling it in on his cruise. Mm-hmm. He's going to come back. Although I guess you'll work it off during water aerobics, right? You and your fiance like to do the pool water aerobics on the cruise.
Oh, absolutely. And I mentioned to you guys that there's a pickleball court on this cruise ship. So I'm taking my paddle.
I'm sure there won't be a long wait for that. What do you got? About 4,000 people on the cruise, one pickleball court?
Yeah, but I'm taking my pickleball hat. So they'll know.
Right. Front of the line. Almost like an express pass.
Yeah.
All right. You'll be like a hustler. You're a cruise hustler at the pickleball court.
Hey, this is a bass boat. It's 8 people on this boat.
He's kayaking down the canal. Let's get headlines here. Start out the show. Again, abbreviated show for us. In fact, in the 3 o'clock hour, I have a treat for everyone. In the 3 o'clock hour, you were off one day this week. How did we get on the topic of you and Valentina? And, I know what it was. Solana said something to me in the middle of the week about never. You texted that you were going to be late. Mm-hmm. You were in Nashville.
Yes.
And about 30 minutes before the show, you said, I'm going to be a little late. We just sat down to do an interview. And then 2 seconds later, Solana texted, I'm caught in traffic. I might be late. And I was telling Solana, it was at that moment that I realized I'm just Al Bundy running a shoe store here. And if the employees show up, they show up. If not, I'll show you your shoes. I'm just, there's nothing going on other than me running a shoe store. And so I said this to Solana because you were late doing your pivot interview. And Solana said, I have never missed a show being late before. He almost said being sick, which we know is untrue. But I said to him, not only have you missed a show being late, because he has been late, you once left a show in the beginning of the show to go have lunch with your girlfriend. He said he was leaving to go help her with her car.
Yep.
But through a little digging, we found out he left around 2:45, went and had a nice lunch, came back around 4:30. But I want to play that segment. I wanted to play it that day. We never got time, and I think we can do it today in the 3 o'clock hour. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's get headlines. Start out today's show with Alejandro Solana, who's already in cruise mode.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all looking forward to that segment, Hawk. Yeah, we all can't wait. I'm sure.
Solana, put the shirt on, man. That doesn't look good.
Wow, it's a tank top.
But you're not
He's
built
in
for
cruise
tank top.
mode. He's in cruise
sun's
mode.
out, guns out, baby. Sun's out, guns
No,
out.
you're a crew neck guy. You put your shoulders away. You have no traps.
You see the
Kind of
clavicle?
looks like Dirk Diggler in Boogie Nights when his career had run out of juice, and he ended up in a parking lot of an electronics store. Whatever. I'm not going to get into the details and everything. But go ahead. Give us headlines, Solana, for the 2 o'clock hour.
Solana, you hit puberty yet?
Crowder, try to keep your teeth in your mouth for this segment. Okay?
I just think, your shoulders would look different after puberty.
Yeah. These headlines are driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford, we know trucks. It's funny because Crowder mentioned John Beck and Joey Harrington earlier, talking about the backup quarterback issues. I forgot to bring this up. Crowder, you might have to stop making Joey Harrington a punchline on this show. About 3 weeks ago, The Pivot posted a We Are Back clip. And it was titled, "We're Back, your favorite trio chopping it up." Crowder, I know you didn't see this because you don't see anything that's ever posted. But basically, I guess you guys had taken like
Crowder's like, where did we go? I thought I was doing stuff.
I'm
you guys, you took like a little hiatus, and then you came back, and it was just an episode of you, Ryan, and Fred, where you talked about a bunch of different topics, right? Mm-hmm. Joey Harrington, you didn't see this, I don't think. Joey Harrington quote tweeted that. You could go look it up on his Twitter. It's Joey3 Harrington. This was on July 23rd. He quote tweeted it, and he goes, "In my short time with the Miami Dolphins, I had the chance to be with teammates like Official Crowder. Our conversations left me with some of the most impactful perspectives that I still carry with me nearly 20 years later."
And you're using this guy as a punchline, Crowder?
On our show.
Wow.
I just don't want to miss my backup quarterback.
That is deceitful on your part.
What conversation did he have with me that changed his life? Y'all, we've been together for a decade. I haven't changed any of those lives. Do I have Joey's number?
Check and see if Harrington also played with Philip Wheeler and maybe got them confused.
Appreciate it, Joey. I didn't mean Joey. I meant Tyler Thigpen. I meant John Beck and Tyler Thigpen.
I thought you were going to say you're going to have to stop making Joey Harrington a punchline on the show because I've heard that he's working the suite for Odyssey at the stadium now. He's been delivering food to suites.
Man, I saved that tweet like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen because, I mean, Crowder's constantly ripping Joey Harrington on this. Like, every time we talk about the QB issues Miami's had, he's like, "Solana, I played with Joey Harrington."
In Crowder's defense, he does use him as a example of someone who maybe shouldn't have been playing in place of Dante Culpepper, who probably shouldn't have been here in place of Drew Brees. Is a domino effect. He's never really said anything about Joey's personality or whatever, but he has used him as the example of when you have to throw your belief behind someone you don't necessarily believe in, which probably is the conversation that Joey Harrington is referencing. Crowder probably sat him down and said, "Man, we believe in you. We don't even like Dante Culpepper. It's all a big ruse. We wanted to get you out on this field." But Crowder didn't believe what he was saying, but Harrington thought Crowder actually believed what he was saying.
Big dog.
Y'all know me. Y'all know me better than that. I'm sure I had a conversation. Man, you gonna score some damn points or not? You always doing these goofy ass pregame speeches. How about you go score some points, bro? You know what? You know who I did take off of my list of that? The list you're talking about is Cleo Lemon. I used to always do John Beck, Cleo Lemon, Joey Harrington. I used to always add Cleo in my rants, and Cleo actually texted me, and I didn't have his number, and he was like, "Big dog, this is Cleo. I got people in South Florida. They say you be killing my ass on the radio."
That's funny.
So, if you've noticed over the last year or so, I've taken Cleo Lemon off the list because I'm like, oh, these dudes These dudes really listen.
Aren't you guys for Fanatics up at Fanatics Fest this weekend taping an interview, sitting down with Roger Goodell?
We're with Goodell,
Yeah,
Robert Kraft, and
wait till
Gronkowski are the
Goodell's
three.
Crowder's new best friend.
Yeah.
Small disclosure, they gave us a list of questions.
I'm just telling you,
They were
he's gonna
very
love
different.
Goodell. He's gonna be in the NFL suite one night, and all of a sudden they're best buddies, and he's just misunderstood.
Oh, Jizzle, what it is, baby? I think that's today. That's later on tonight we're interviewing Roger.
These headlines are driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? All of a sudden, Crowder thinks DeMar Hamlin was very deserving of that Comeback Player of the Year award. Palmetto Ford.
I'm going to see DeMar tonight.
Of course, all these people, you're the most fraudulent. You're so fraudulent.
What up, bro? You went through so much, big dog, man.
Man.
Appreciate your resilience.
Palmetto Ford, we know trucks. Hoch, you said you watched 5 seconds of last night's Eagles-Patriots game. Bro, Drake May, I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlight package of Drake May. He only had a couple receptions. It wasn't like crazy stat line. Some of those passes, though,
they're not going to be good. Patriots are nothing to worry about. Maybe a couple years from now, Patriots are nothing to worry about.
Okay. Yeah. He was like 6'4", 11, and some little ugly boy dropped a deep ball.
Yeah. But he threw a couple passes.
Yeah.
Dare I say, Brady-esque? I'm just saying.
Okay, all right. Just settle down.
So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Hard Rock Stadium, Dolphins, Commanders, preseason game number 2, penultimate preseason game, and the final one here at Hard Rock Stadium.
All right. What's the line? Let me look at the line. What was it, 2.5 yesterday?
Yeah.
NFL. What did you say? 7 o'clock? 4.5 now. Dolphins minus 4.5. So I'm guessing that's the assumption that Tua and Tyreek and Jalen will play a series or two.
I think they'll get a series or two in, but also that there is a battle for the backup quarterback. Those guys are going to try to show out.
Yep, you're right.
Because, Tua's going to play 8 plays.
Well, remember, I also told you yesterday that Marcus Mariota and Sam Hartman, who are QB 2 and 3 for the Commanders, are out. So they signed like some guy, I don't know his name, to be the backup. So who's your boy, Crowder, the starting quarterback? Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, apparently played very well in joint practices yesterday. After he comes out of the game, they basically have, somebody with traps like mine playing quarterback for the Commanders.
Yeah.
Don't let Crowder bully you about your traps. You look good. You've been working out hard. You look good.
What traps?
I've got
Let me see.
I've got traps. It's just this angle that you're looking at.
Okay, get closer to the screen.
You were off for a couple segments yesterday. Do you know who had a sack for the Commanders at joint practice yesterday? A sack against the Dolphins?
Who?
Noah Igbenogany.
No, he had his eyes closed. He had his eyes closed. He was just running in a straight line.
Igbenogany. That's actually why I'm going to the game tomorrow night. I'm a big fan of his. I go wherever he is.
But Hoch, you didn't hear about the exclusive audio that was leaked last night from Dolphins camp?
No.
So I have this audio. This is Chris Greer. Somebody was able to find this audio. Chris Greer talking to the Dolphins offensive line yesterday.
Let Noah get a sack right now, or you're fired.
That didn't sound like Chris Greer.
Chris' voice changed. So much funny. I watched the new Planet of the Apes, and the main character's name is Noah. And it made me think of Igbenogany every time they said Noah throughout the whole damn movie.
No, I won't. I don't know.
Your thoughts, Hoch.
Have y'all watched the new Planet of the Apes?
I don't know.
You're ever seen the new one when the apes are smarter and the humans are
I don't know.
animals?
Yeah, I don't know.
Noah, get into my vault.
No one is clipping some little random piece of audio from me agreeing with that. No chance.
The apes took over. The new
All
one.
right. Oh, whatever. I'm rooting for them, or I'm not. Whatever you say.
The Marlins begin a 3-game road series versus the Mets today. They'll play at Citi Field. And this was interesting. Nicolas Cage. Do you guys see this? He's been casted as John Madden.
I did see that.
In a film that's going to come out. It's going to be titled Madden. It's supposed to be like a biopic and a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Madden.
Oh, I'm so glad that you called it a biopic. You know, that's been one of my things that I've gotten behind, because young people say biopic, and it's a biopic. I'm really glad that you've adopted the proper way of saying biopic. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. I'm a professional.
Appreciate it.
I should adopt some traps.
In less than 30 minutes, the Premier League officially begins. Manchester United and Fulham kick off the Premiership for 2024-2025 at 3 p.m. That game will be played at the historic Old Trafford. Your weather from the Desmond and Dover Law Firm. Call them 866-954-MORE, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. It is pretty hot today, obviously, around 95 degrees. And everybody, pray with me. No rain in Nassau tomorrow, okay? Everybody, let's go. Prayer circle. No rain in Nassau tomorrow.
Yeah, no rain at Hard Rock Stadium tomorrow. All right. I don't want to walk from the lot to the suite and get a little wet there. I'd like to be nice and dry and comfortable when I sit down for my shrimp cocktail and salad before the game starts.
Salad.